that video for the minority, not the majority, but people been not the majority, the minority, but people have been asking for this video a lot. So, and I've been getting questions about it on TikTok and also on Instagram. I made a video about it already, but I'll just make another video about it. This is going to be about aggressive fat loss, guys. So, if you want to lose a decent amount of body fat in a shorter period of time, and these are the things that you're going to want to incorporate now. This is not something to be done long term. This is something to get in and out of, right? When you do aggressive fat loss phases, it means you're relatively lean like this. You can see your abs a little bit. Got some shoulder definition, but you're not super cut and you're not super vascular yet, right? You want to drop some percent. So this took about a month. This is a month in between these. So I maintained this for a while, right? And then I was like, dang, I want to get to the next level. So then I really aggressively cut for about, 4.5 weeks. And I got down to 183, as you can see here. So I'm going to walk you through exactly, what I did and what I would recommend you do. But like I said, this is not for the majority. This is for like if you're 15 to 18% body fat and you're trying to get down to like 10 to 12. You know what I mean? This isn't if you're 40% body fat and you want to see your abs in 4 weeks. You're just going to have to be patient because it's not going to take 4 weeks, okay? All right. Now, at the same time, and like I always say, make sure you recommend or talk to your physician about this before starting. But I was going to say you can use these techniques, some of these techniques, to a lesser extent if you're just trying to lose fat, obviously, and you have a longer phase to go. But I have videos about that already, like how I lost 40 plus pounds, all those other videos. This is more for, like I said, aggressive. So calories are going to be drastically reduced for about 3 to 6 weeks in order to shed fat fast. All right. So deficit is going to be at least 1,000, to 1,500 per day. Like that's going to be how much deficit you're going to be in. So if your maintenance is 3,200 and you slashed it by 1,500, you would be at about 1,700 calories. All right. So you don't want to do this for a long period of time. And this is if you have like 10 pounds to lose or 5% body fat to lose, and you've done it before and you just want to get back to that point and you want to do it in like 3 or 4 weeks or 3 to 6 weeks. This is exactly what this is for. All right. Now, who should do a mini cut? Like I said earlier, mini cut is not for a beginner or someone who has a lot of fat to lose. If you're between 15 and 18% body fat, you might consider this. If you've cut many times before and you want to drop down to 10% body fat from like I said, 15 to 18% for a photo shoot, other event, or just to get back to your normal, then a mini cut is going to work for you. Now, it's not for someone with a lot of fat to lose. I'm going to repeat that again. Because look, like I said, if you're 40% body fat and you mini cut, if you mini cut for 6 weeks or you do like aggressive fat loss for 6 weeks, best case scenario, you can get down to 30. That's the best case scenario. It's not very likely, but it's the best case scenario. You'll get down to about 30%. So if you're 40% and you want to see your abs in 6 weeks, it's not going to happen because you need more time. Just like it took you a long time to gain the weight, it'll take some time to lose the weight as well, right? Now, like if you're in between these two and you're trying to get to about this range, then that would make sense. If you're like I said, 15 to 18, even 15 to 20, and you're trying to get to about 10 to 12, so you could, be lean, be shredded, be beach ready, be photo shoot ready, then that's exactly who it's for. And this is how I go off of body fat. That's why I said I'm like in between 10 and 15. Don't know exactly where. But yeah, I go off of these right here because I haven't done a DEXA scan yet. I'll probably do one eventually. All right. What are the cons of a mini cut? What are the cons of aggressive fat loss, guys? What are the cons? So obviously it's going to be more restrictive than a regular cut because you want to make sure that you're eating whole foods, and it requires very, very significant discipline. There is no misses. You don't have time for misses. Look, I'll tell you one thing right now, guys. Hold on. When you are 15%, even 18%, once you get to like 18%, you can't have misses when you're trying to get down to like 10% because any variation will affect you. Now, when you're 40%, if you eat M&Ms on the weekend, but you eat pretty good during the week, you'll still get down to like 35, 30%. But once you get to 20% and you try to eat those M&Ms on the weekend, you're going to stay on at 20%. You got to lock in and be consistent every single day. There's less room for error. There's less variety nutrition-wise because you got to get your whole foods. You got to get your nutrients in with as little calories as possible. Now, how do you eat on a mini cut? Like I just said, you want to get your nutrition in, right? Like I'm talking about micronutrients in as well with as least calories as possible. Because like I said, if you're doing 1,700 to 2,000 calories a day, you don't have time to be fitting in Pop-Tarts, Rice Krispies, and shit like that. You have to eat more whole foods. Prioritize protein, 1 gram per pound body weight. Of course, you got to eat a lot of vegetables, lower calorie fruits like berries, things like that. You can't fit in like raisins and bananas and, a bunch of rice and shit like that. You know what I mean? Of course, you can fit those foods in, but you can't fit them in big portions in a way that they'll keep you full. But a lot of broccoli is going to work. A lot of carrots and green beans, all that stuff, because they're low in calories and high in fiber, and they keep you really satiated. And then steak as well has nutrients in it, and then it keeps you satiated as well. So more whole foods. Stay on the outside perimeter of the grocery store. Lean meats. You got eggs. You got non-fat dairy. Keeping it very, very simple. All right, very, very simple. Workout routine. Obviously, to maintain your muscle mass while you're losing fat, you're going to want to make sure that you are prioritizing strength training. Now, since this is an aggressive cut, we are going to recommend getting steps in more than usual. So, like I said, 8 to 10K steps a day is going to do the trick for you. All right, it's going to do the trick for you. In a strength train 5 to 6 times a week, make sure you're maintaining your strength as much as possible. Of course, you're going to lose a little bit of strength, but you don't want to lose like 20+% strength. Like if you're doing 365 for 5 reps on squats, and then you start cutting and you're only doing 225 for 5, that's going to be an issue. You know what I mean? You don't want to lose that much strength. Lifting heavy on low calories is difficult mentally, but necessary to maintain muscle. All right, make sure you're getting sleep. Obviously, when you're hungry, you're probably going to be getting closer to 7 hours of sleep, but still get as much sleep as you can and be disciplined with your sleep. Have a night routine where you turn off your phone and you actually try to get to sleep. Don't be scrolling on social media all night long and just messing around. Take your sleep seriously. All right, so my experience, like I said, I do not recommend doing an aggressive fat loss phase for more than like 3 to 6 weeks because obviously it's more restrictive. And like I said, last minute cut, I went from 193 to 182.8, which I call 183, in about 3 to 4 weeks, 3 to 4.5, somewhere in that range. I lost a lot of body fat, of course, and that's when people like, listen, here's the thing, guys. Let me go back to that picture because it's very interesting, right? Literally in the gym, like when I look like this in the gym, people were like, "Oh, it looks pretty good. I like it." When I look like this in the gym, everyone was like, "Yo, are you on steroids? Are you on steroids?" You may not be able to see it, but it's literally about 4 to 5% body fat difference. And like when I wake up on these days, I look insane, right? This is like after a very long workout, so I'm probably looking lighter than usual for my 193. But this right here, this is like I just woke up looking like this every day, right? So yeah, once you get leaner, once you lose that body fat and keep that muscle, people are just gonna think you're on roids. They're gonna be like, yeah, there's no way he's natural. He just looks insane. So it's gonna make a huge difference. It's definitely gonna be worth it. So like I said, if you got a photo shoot coming up, then this video is for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is basically how you do an aggressive fat loss phase. Hope it's not too complicated. And like I said, I ate very simple as well: beef, eggs, ground turkey, berries, yogurt, protein bars, chicken thighs, maybe sometimes salmon, sometimes. Right? I don't really do a lot of chicken personally. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe.